hard thing. You can't say what one does or the other versus like everybody's out here doing their job. You know what I mean? Like, because from my understanding, you know, like what Caroline does with Capitol, like they've broken some great artists together. You know, with our partners that we've worked with, we've been able to come together, whether that be Free Bands, who has a whole bunch of different things going on that filters through Epic, or G Herbo, who came from Orchard, who we worked on that project together, and it was a huge success. So, like, I don't want to say one outweighs the bad, because, like, you could go to an indie label and become the biggest superstar. You could be at Epic Records and be able to do some great things. So I think it's a case-by-case situation on my side.
Delante, for somebody who's been at a major and now is at a distribution company, the Empire, what's your take on it?
I think that with Empire, one thing Ghazi always say to us in meetings is that we're a speedboat. So I think that sometimes we're able, one of our specialties is we're able to get in with an artist and kind of make things happen a little bit faster than going through the major system and the bureaucracy of getting things signed, talking to all these different departments. We're a smaller knit assassin team. So the artist has more control at an independent than a major. That's a benefit, but there outweighs. I mean, you're talking a SEAL Team 6 versus a whole Navy, you know, and whatever. So it depends on what you want to do, and you truly owning your masters and truly having more control of your career. Then independent might be the way for you to go versus the major, in my opinion.
Jaha, who's been?
I think for anybody.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think for anybody from the outside looking in, I think it's as simple as the services that are rendered to you, right? So when you're talking about a distribution center, that's somebody specifically that you're partnering with to release your records. So you might not get specifically promotions for radio. You might not get marketing. You might not have A&R. Their job is literally to take your music and get it to DSPs and providers, right? When you talk about a major label, that's when you get the bells and whistles. So you go from just distribution of your music to your marketing department, social engagement, right? Some people call it digital. You got your promo team, you have A&R, sales that actually have relationships with Spotify, Amazon, Apple, and they're, you know, bolstering and talking about these releases as they come up down the pipeline, getting people excited about it. So it's like literally a fully encompassing team. Now, the intermediate in between on mom and pop label, you know, like Ericka said, or Free Bands, or like we got at, you know, Warner, I Think It's a Game. They're basically a smaller subsidiary who have a few acts signed to them, and they have the choice whether they're going to partner with a major and reap the rewards of all of those services, or if they figure, hey, maybe I got to hang on to myself. I don't need all of those services. I can just go to an Empire or Caroline, and they can distribute my records because I already have this in-house. And at that point, of course, it's just an exchange of market share and profit margins, you know, from your gross, what you're willing to separate with. Of course, you keep more money if you go with distribution companies, because a label partner is going to provide more services, so you're going to pay more for those in exchange. If you're looking from the outside.
Right, and let's be clear, at Empire, we have Empire Distribution, which is a straight distribution channel, and then we have, I don't want to say Empire proper, but we have artists that we actually give full service deals to, which we can compete with any major if we're focused at any day. So all that playlisting and the whole radio and all of that, it depends on how your deal is structured if you get that, if that makes sense.
It's all about the deal. It's there's pros and cons. I've been inside majors and independents since I started my career. It's about the deal you cut, the expectation, and the team, and how strong your team is, whether it's in the major.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a case having worked with both. I think today goes back to the A&R. You know, you're signing to a person, right? All of our companies have some version of the same services that we offer, right? It's about, you know, what does that artist need and what value they see in you and your company, right? Some artists would rather be with a smaller boutique company so they feel like more of a priority. Some artists have their whole team, to Ericka's point, and they just need a bigger machines to do some more top level stuff. So I think I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think it's about what does that artist feel they need, and then how good are you as the executive able to sell your company to them, right? Because, you know, again, artists have all the options now. They can decide whatever kind of deal they want, wherever they want to go. They can get a straight distribution deal from a major. Like there are the rules don't exist anymore. Whatever you negotiate. So I think it comes down to, you know, us as an industry on the front line. What are we presenting? What are we offering that makes us more attractive than the person across the street?
Yeah, I agree. Like,
I
think, and I know this was going to sound like such a plug for the company that I work for, but like, I think we've like done a great job of being able to offer distribution deals and still get those like major label services. And I think the main reason is because we actually sit inside of a major record label, Capitol Records. So I guess the two case studies in order to answer your question, Eddie, like, you can still be a major artist and be independent. And once again, it depends on your team, right? So with 10K, we've done a great job with like Trippie Redd, right? Who was, you know, goes through Caroline through the 10K venture. And we've done a great job of building him up and developing him to a certain point. And then you have like, then our relationship that we have with QC and Motown, Little Baby started at Caroline, right? So the first 4 mixtapes, Caroline worked it and we distributed it and marketed it. And then once he got to the 5th project, we upstreamed it to back to Motown Capital. So I think we have like a sweet spot of being able to identify and artist development. So I hear a lot of people saying like artist development is dead. I don't believe that in all cases. I think development more so is just by constantly putting out music and just building that story. So I think like the company that I work for and where I sit in, like we just have like a great system of being able to identify not only, you know, can you get the no, it is, but it's the facts are there. The facts are there, you know. But we've done a great job at doing that, you know.
Well, thank you for that story, Serge, because I didn't know the development of Little Baby. Like, so now I know that he had you know, besides in Atlanta, that he had some type of development of 4 mixtapes. That's good to know. I never knew that story.
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000%. And we're doing that now with, you know, I mean, it was the same story with City Girls. You know, the first project was put out through us, and then, you know, it got upstream with Capital Motown. And then, like, you know, now we have some new ones, you know, and we take pro shit, and QC is talking about a lot of shit. So, you know, we're excited about Duke Cruz. You know, it's just a lot of things coming out. Like I said, I don't want to like sound like a plug, but I think we definitely found a sweet spot in developing like a lot of acts.